And welcome, folks, to another wonderful episode of Batman Radio. That's right. So, real quick, I just want to check in, and remind all of you of my nonstop success. That's right. I just figured I'd take time out of my, very busy schedule to remind you that all I've ever done is succeed. Why, in fact, I have succeeded so much, I don't even know what failure feels like. Because all I do is win. Because I'm Tyree Sneed. I'm a winner. Hello, folks. How are all of you doing out there? Hope you had a wonderful day. Like I said, man, it's just crystal clear all across the board. Like I said, we just gotta, continue to push forward. Um, you know, Everything that we do over here is real. Reality just echoes, man. Reality echoes for all the time. Reality speaks volumes, and I am reality, buddy. So, now the doors open up, and there's going to be more opportunities. Like I said, we've already expanded. Um, all these folks should be well aware. We've already expanded. Nothing is ever going to stop over here. We're going to continue to progress and succeed on a whole nother level. We're going to continue to build. And like I said, it's just absolutely magnificent. You know what I mean? With the cards I was dealt, and I was against all odds and everything I went through, for me to have reached this level is absolutely incredible because it was literally impossible and I still did it. Like I said, I've always been the best at everything, man. Like, I go hard, I work hard. If you outwork everybody, odds are you gonna win. I mean, if you outwork everyone, you gonna win. And that's what I do. I win, and it's so funny to me because like I built a real deep, full-fledged career, and these folks all know it. You got to understand, I can literally do anything else I want on top of this too. Do you understand that? Do you understand I have all the opportunity in the world in front of me? See, I'm a genius. I designed all this perfectly. I did everything right, and God has been with me the entire time. Matter of fact, he just told me that not too long ago. Like I said, God speaks to me every day. You know what I mean? He uses these messages, downloads, synchronicities, animals, butterflies, whatever. You know what I mean? God has blessed me beyond belief, man. But like I said, I mean, like, it's the truth. I'm in better shape than all these actors. I'm a lot stronger than all these actors. I'm a lot taller than most of them, if not all of them. And, we can do whatever we want over here independently. You know, I can create any idea I want, anything. Anything I want to create, anything I want to put together, anything I want to do, anything I want to pursue, I can pursue. And that's all I've been saying this entire time is like I said, like I don't even know, like, none of it makes any sense to me. I don't even know what it is, what folks is on. Like that's the thing. Like, me, I go along to get along. I like working with people. I like collaborating for real. I like helping people. I like, assisting folks. I like, saving people. I want to see everybody win. You feel me? So, like I said, that's the thing. Like over here, nothing stops. We just keep on progressing and we keep on winning. You know what I mean? And folks is in their feelings. You know what I mean? How many world records are we at? It's something crazy. I don't even remember off top, but I think it's like 449 or 440 something, like progressively moving towards 500 world records. They're all tangible and they're on camera. And yes, every time I do them lifts, it's a world record because nobody else in the world can do them. Nobody else in the world can do anything I do. And that's the thing, like I've got a lot going on, with me and around me. Like I'm a big deal. I've always been a big deal. So that's the thing. Like I just live my life. I live my best life. I focus on me and I focus on God. And, you know, like I'm all about what I can do for God. That's the thing. It really ain't about you or being about yourself all the time. It's about putting God first. And that's truly the truth. And that's the walk and the journey. And that's something that I've come to really realize. And it's what I enjoy doing. It makes me happy. I matter too, and I matter to God, and you got to put yourself first. But, I just continue to, you know, put God first and look up to God and ask God for guidance. And, you know, like I said, he sends them messages and downloads, and he be talking nonstop, letting me know what's going on. I'm 5 million steps ahead of everyone, bro. Everyone on everything. It's not so funny now, is it? That's what the reading and download said. Yeah, now these folks aren't laughing. Now it's not so funny anymore. It never was. Like I told you, what are you talking about? I'm a very serious individual. These folks know I'm a very serious individual. So that's the thing. Like, I figured out what it is. Like, you really do know reality. Y'all been knowing reality this entire time. Like I said, I don't know, who's coming up with these ideas. I don't know who's telling folks, to type whatever and make up stuff and say things that don't exist. But I'm gonna tell you what, they lied to you. All that advice they given to you, that clearly come from the devil, and the devil's the king of all lies. He lied to you. Like I said, like nah, I can see it all clearly. Like I know how I know how all this is going to go. It's just common sense. So like I said, I just got to keep on, documenting my evidence, right? And just, maintain, stay calm, cool, and collected, right? No matter what, no matter how hard that is to do, you know what I mean? No matter how hard it is to do anything, you see me keep pressing forward and I keep moving and I keep going. And that's what takes true strength. Like I said, now it takes strength to be patient. Like I said, folks is doing a lot of talking, bro, and it be on computers and phones. And I don't know what that is. Like I said, it's not so funny anymore, is it? Because now folks really, really know what it is. And it's crazy because you should have known what it was all them years ago. You know what I mean? And God just continued. God has set example after example after example. God has taught lesson after lesson after lesson. And when you come over here, you already know you're going to get that lecture from a grown man, the boss who succeeded. And I run my own company, not just one, but several companies, actually. And I just unveiled a clothing line, actually. Everything that I worked on in front of you folks that feel some way about my success, I want to know what's funny now. Can you see me now? Like Tupac said, like Pac said, can you see me now? You know what I mean? Like real talk. Can you see me now? You know what I mean? Like all them folks, bro. Remember when they was, the all the stunts that they pulled and the stuff they was doing over there in that Travis County jail? You remember that? You remember all the politics in there? You remember how I just asked for a Tums and they gave me all them whatever violations and stuff on the paper. They gave me like four, like major and minor, like because I asked for Tums, because I asked for help. What? Because these folks had made phone calls to Seton Hospital. Do you even know what you're talking about? No. Did you even know what happened to me or what I went through? No. Did you ask? No. Did you care? No. Them fake nurses didn't care at all. No, that lady was adamant because obviously somebody called her and spoke to her. What does that prove? Travis County Jail is corrupt. Everything in Travis County is corrupt. Mhm. Sound familiar? Just like everywhere. Yeah, no, and now all of a sudden, oh, now it's a problem. Now it's a problem in Minnesota, right? Now you see what it is. Now when it's the corrupt ones, right? Now, you see what's going on with these different organizations and agencies, right? So now they're whining. That's what they do. They whine. They're whining and crying about what's going on with these different agencies up in Minneapolis regarding corrupt officials. Because, I mean, all of them, everybody's corrupt. Like, nobody's any good, right? That's the truth. So, and they always want to argue that and lie to you and say, oh, some folks is different. Not really. I don't believe that. I really don't. And people don't have time to, really care. Honestly, they don't. People don't have time to decipher or care. Like, you got to really look at what's going on in this country. So, like I said, I'm gonna say it again. Now it's an issue and a problem, right? Because of what's happening in Minneapolis. Because of why? Because now it concerns the corrupt officials. But when it concerned regular US citizens like you and I, and mostly me, with what I've been through, it was never a problem. Not at any point have they helped. Not at any point have any of you done your job. Not at any point did you care. Still, you don't care. Still, you've allowed this stuff to go on for decades without saying a word. And these folks have accomplished nothing. All they've done is make me stronger and help me. All that stuff that you be making up and typing, it doesn't do anything but make me stronger. You have never had me feeling any way but strong and proud. So again, I mean, get a grip. Y'all got to just face reality, homie. You're wasting your time, bro. And meanwhile, like I said, the people who do that stuff, they stacking up karmic debt, and God sees all. You understand? God is here, man. God is 100% at work. God is bringing justice. So, like I said, now all these folks can't handle their karma. Well, then you shouldn't have done what you done all these years. Don't you agree? Look, I told you all this was coming. I told you God told me vengeance is mine. I told you what God said. What do you think I was lying? I've never told a lie, and I am the truth. I don't lie ever. I tell the truth. I am the truth. I made a stand just like I made a stand down here. I made a stand in Green Bay, and I made a stand in Minneapolis. Now, in Minneapolis, I didn't have any issues. So I stayed out the way for the most part. I didn't really have any issues, but I mean, it's like anywhere, it's corrupt everywhere. And my point is, no, it's just like Eminem said, when it's happening in middle America, oh, now it's a big deal. So that's middle America, basically, Minnesota. Now that it's happening in Minnesota, and you got to think, why Minnesota? There must be a purpose, and that's why I went there too. It was for a bigger purpose, clearly, to show me what's going on. Clearly, God brought me there to show me Minnesota, because obviously, I think God's going to send me back to Minnesota, not right away, clearly, but at some point, because there's too much going on up there. You understand? So now, when it has to do with whatever, right? If it's anything pertaining to the agencies, the government, the Trump administration, because all they worry about is themselves. That's all they do. All they do is worry about themselves, and they don't want to hear people speak the truth and have free public opinion. People are allowed to talk. Like, I'm allowed to talk. Everybody's allowed to talk. Okay. And basically what they're doing is taking our rights away every day. That's the truth, and it's right in front of us. And you can see what Trump is doing. I mean, Trump is just trying to uh act like he has power that he doesn't have. Okay, that's what all of this stuff that's happening right now is regarding and has to do with. So yeah, like I said, now that it has to do with Minnesota and these agencies and what's going on between the agencies and the corrupt officials, and this is a public matter. Now the corrupt officials are whining. Now they care, and this is what I said the whole time. I said people don't care because they're not going through it. I had just said this like the other day, and then immediately God changed the tables, turned the tables over. God changed the entire environment in the world, and now the corrupt ones are going through basically, just it's a very small fraction and it's a small dose, right, of whatever those agencies are doing compared to what I have gone through. It's not even close. But my point is, now folks are seeing what it's like and experiencing it firsthand. And now all of a sudden they care. But when I've been talking about this and going through this on a public platform for all these years, and all these folks listen to me, how can you tell me that any of you do your job when not at any point have you actually tried to help? At no point have you cared. You understand? I mean, and at this point, I mean, this has been going on for almost 2 decades for no reason. You understand? So, like, like we just keep moving forward no matter what. We don't even pay attention anymore. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Folks, it's convenient. When it's happening to them and they're going through something, oh, now it matters. I said this the entire time. I said if I was anybody else, if I was any of these other people, if I was a Mason, if I was part of some union, if I was in middle America in some major city, people would care. So you got to really give me my credit, because I'm down near next to Mexico with all sorts of corruption. I'm the man who defeated the cartel in every gang. And I went out in the street hard body and did the real thing. And, that means that I really had to do this for real by myself. You know what I mean? So it was all 100% real what I've accomplished, because there was nobody there for me. Wasn't nobody going to help me. See, that's the thing. They be saying fake talk and saying things like, yeah, we're here to help. No, you're not. You've never helped me. None of you. Does the same people say, are you good? Do you need anything? I need money. Are you going to pay me? I mean, I literally have a service and a business. Like, it's not me asking for anything ever. I crowdfund. Anyone if I ask you for money, I've already technically provided a service, so you owe me, because I do this publicly and I do this to protect people. So you should already be paying me, right? Ugh. What do you mean? So that's what I'm saying. Like, we got a real, public that doesn't register reality. It's always been like this. Like I said, when I went up to Minneapolis, most people were just kind of running around crazy. There's a bunch of crazy stuff going on. You can see the same exact problem, right? And you see the same behaviors, right? And I don't got to go into it. It's everything that I'm focused on, preventing and stopping. And it's all up there in Minnesota. Like I said, they'll get right on that train right in front of you. And they all have habits. And that's because of what? The government, the corrupt government. They're who put all that stuff on these streets. The government. Specifically, if you wanted to talk about this and that, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, we can just see clearly what it is. You can see clearly that all this stuff is coming from the fake elites, and they're using the Trump administration, which we already knew they were going to, if you knew what was going on all these years, to create everything that they can create. And then not only that, but that's what we knew their plan was to create the problems and issues and then pretend they're coming in as if they had a solution. So, Batman is really real because I represent freedom. I represent being so far ahead of the game. I knew what the military was going to do decades before this. I knew what all these agencies were going to do decades before this. I knew what the government and Trump was going to do decades before this. Trump was never a good guy. I told you, he's a puppet. He's just being used. He's being used for the New World Order, which is the demonic, satanic agenda of Satan himself. That's why he created corporate America and he created money in the dollar to separate humanity. And his plan is very clear. His plan is very clear. Okay? And, it is what it is. That's the thing that gets me with the Bible, too, because the Bible is, it's great. Don't get me wrong. Right? But, I don't know how to explain it. It is what it is. My point is just that I know the tactics that Illuminati uses. You know what I mean? I believe in God at this point more than I do anything and everything, and that'll never change for me. So, I kind of feel like I, have to believe in the Bible as well. You know what I mean? But I believe in God. You know, I don't believe in anything else. I believe in God, but I'm going to be reading my Bible. I just got a brand new one and I haven't even got to look at it yet. So I really want to get into it. And I know there's a lot of truth in there. I'm just saying that I have a lot of knowledge, and I know that one of the tactics Illuminati and the fake elites and the Masons use is they use your subconscious against you. So it just kind of gets me. It's just odd to me how, like the last chapter of the Bible, what happens and how it's written. And the problem is when you have that many people read that book, it makes it that much more likely to happen and become true in reality. Does that make sense? So, I don't want to ever say anything but something positive, you know what I mean? Truly. But I'm also not going to be fooled, and I have knowledge, and I understand, books, are tampered with, especially over the course of this many, generations and years. I mean, imagine how long the Bible's been around. So I'm just saying it's something to pay attention to. You know what I mean? That's all. But I'm all for the Bible and I'm all for God, and that's the truth. And I'll never change that. But my knowledge is there for a reason, and I would never ignore it. Not for anyone. I'm not gonna ignore the truth and the knowledge that I know. You know what I mean? And that I feel God gave me and showed me. But like I said, yeah, now folks is all going through it. Now all of a sudden it's a major issue and a dilemma and a problem. But it was never a dilemma or a problem when I've been going through this for almost 2 decades. These folks are so obvious every day what they're trying to do on here. It's unbelievable. And I mean, you all are literally sitting there just typing. I'm talking 24 hours a day. They're taking shifts, bro. It's that serious. What? And they haven't made one statement yet. They haven't said anything. Like, there's nothing you can tell me. I'm aware of everything way ahead of time. What are you talking about? Like I said, this is a public platform. This is my business. We're very professional over here. Anyone, what other people do, how they feel about any matter or me is irrelevant to me. I'm aware of everything. I don't feel any way about any of it. Why would I? I live my life. I focus on me and myself and that's it. Like I always have. Like I said, I've been successful my whole life. I've been blessed. I'm a good person. I've done so much and accomplished so much. It's unbelievable. I don't have the problems that these other people have. I don't have none of their problems. Like, I'm completely good in the books. You know what I mean? Like, I have no problems basically. You know what I mean? Other than the fact that folks are jelly and that they keep going on the internet and typing things that aren't true and don't exist. Outside of that, I'm good. You understand? Outside of the fact that folks keep ignoring the law and not upholding it, right? And that things have never been fair, right? And that these behaviors are not only allowed to continue, but are enabled and were created by these same folks. You understand? That's, you know, that's what it is. All these problems came from the corrupt. All these problems came from people who were no good and were just jelly for no reason. And somehow we're trying to justify that. I mean, it's unjustifiable, brother. You know what I mean? Like, I'm truly righteous. I never have to try to justify something because my actions are all justified because they're good and to help and the truth. And they're me standing up for myself and standing up for humanity and being a human being and treating others with kindness and respect. Even Rob Rack is trying to clean up his act now. I already noticed he's trying to have a better rhetoric and copy me and act like he talks about any matters, which he doesn't. Why? Because he has to now. He doesn't have a choice. You understand? He like at some point, even the narcissists have to face reality, and that's what I knew this entire time, and that's what I told you. Every time, what did I say? I said, you gotta, deal with reality. You gotta face reality. It's not a choice. Now it's not so funny anymore, is it? Because now the truth came out that I really had a spiritual awakening, that I'm really the immortal vampire, that I'm really Batman and I am the prophecy. I walk around talking like this to folks. Do you understand this? To everyone, anyone I meet and talk to, I tell them the truth of who I am. I could care less how you feel or how you look at me for it. It's my truth, and it's not my truth. That phrase I've never been a fan of. It's the truth, because you don't have a my truth, because there's only one truth. The truth never changes. It's the only thing that remains constant. You understand? I think even Will Smith said that in New York. Good old Rob Red. See, the thing is, here's the thing, man. If any of them folks in those so-called sectors, because they're the ones who, are following me around on the internet, and they're in their feelings, and they've been in their feelings for so long. If any of them folks had actually made it and were in the position that I'm in today, and if they were successful at all, because, they never had anything going on, they never built anything, all these people basically come from nothing, but they didn't come from nothing. They came from some money. They had opportunities, way more than me, in my opinion, truthfully. And they had opportunities, and people enabled their behavior and enabled them and gave them everything for free. And they all have one thing in common: they're all evil and wicked as hell. So you had way more opportunity than me. You all come from money, yet somehow all of them failed. I didn't come from money at all. Everybody knows that. I came from nothing. And somehow I succeed in everything because I had to come up hard, because my dad taught me early that I got to work for anything I get, that I got to work hard. See, that's the thing. Like, you know, situations are situations, different places and areas are different places and areas. There's nothing limiting me. I'm not stagnated, never was. Like I said, I could go anywhere in the country or state in middle America and find a good job that's high paying anywhere I want. And you know what God told me? God told me, be still. God's about to do it all for me. He also told me that my significant other, and, the woman who loves me, and this is what I was telling you, I keep getting kind of feelings about, or I don't know, it's crazy, man. I keep getting these downloads saying somebody's on their way. I don't know what's going on. I'm very confused. I mean, there's only about one idea and one thing that comes to mind, which is what I spent all these years, investing all my time and energy into, and who I was talking with. But I don't even know who that was at this point. I don't know what's going on. So I don't know what's happening. But supposedly, that's what it said. It said my soulmate is on my way to me. So I don't know. And like I keep getting that feeling like somebody's really on their way, like to actually like see me on like a positive stance. So I don't know if that's what's happening. I have no idea. That's why I wanted to talk to folks and get on the same page so I could understand and know what's actually going on. But that's the thing, is there also has to be forward movement. You understand? So like it just is what it is. Like, you know what I mean? We can't just sit here and wait forever. We have to have forward movement all the time. And like me, like I listen to God, I do the best I can, but I mean, I've exercised limitless patience, and that's what folks keep asking for. I mean, I have to do what I got to do. I got to try to make this happen one way or another. But I'm also listening to God, and if God tells me be still and relax, then that's what I'm going to do. And I've noticed it. I already knew it. Everything that God tells me, a lot of it I see ahead of time. I can see the enemy and the devil and Satan and the agents of Satan, and how it's so clear what you're on when you're typing and whatever you're doing, right? I know exactly what you want. I can spell it out in front of you. What you want is me to move around. What you want, and the lion moves for nobody, honey. What you want is me to feel like I need to go somewhere else, which I never would, and feel like I need to go somewhere else in the country or state to build or go move around and do all this stuff because my blessing is coming. If God tells me be still, I be still. Why do I be still? Because somebody's on their way. Something, money, opportunity, something's going on. You know what I mean? And like there was also reading in a download about an actual FBI investigation. And the minute they started talking, I was like, yep, I know exactly what that's about. I know exactly what that has to do with. Yeah, and it's talking basically in that reading and download, from what I hear, about the red triangles. So, I mean, and they say that it's been going on for like 3 years. That's what the reading said. So I think, like I said, I don't think, I'm pretty much positive the FBI is, I believe, here and elsewhere conducting and doing investigations. I think they're going to look into everything. I don't even know if they're here yet. They may be in other places right now, but they're going to be here. They're going to come here and they're going to do, their investigations, and they're going to figure out what's going on. I think, if they're not already here, I'm sure they are. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. For me personally, I just pay attention. You know, like it is what it is. You know what I mean? But like, yeah, that reading, I just listened to like the very first part of it. I was like, I know exactly who that's talking about. I know because I already know what all these underground illegal organizations do. I know a lot about y'all. And a lot of stuff y'all be putting on camera now and putting it out public because you don't think. So I mean that makes it even easier for me to know everything, right? Y'all are funny. But I mean, all jokes aside, I mean, isn't this the truth? I mean, the truth is that you wanted to be in this position. Y'all wanted to do late night streams, right? You wanted to do it while you eat your Taco Bell, right? And these are people who are up in like Michigan and stuff. You know what I mean? And in some of the worst cities ever, like like Benton Harbor, and that's these folks. That's the places they're from, and it's the truth. Yeah, y'all wanted to do your late night streams, eating your Taco Hell, eating your Taco Bell, correct? Wouldn't you like to do late night streams and talk and actually get paid for it? Yeah. A little something, right? Like I said, that check coming for over $213, that's coming like right now because it's already the 21st. It's coming 21st to the 26th. As soon as they release it, it's coming. Let me check right now. Hold on. Here, let me put this on because I know you're in your field. So yeah, it's yeah. I mean, it's coming real soon, right around the corner. Like I said, it's 21st to the 26th. It just turned the 21st. So yeah, it's gonna come quickly. It'll probably be here by like tomorrow, is what I'm thinking. So I mean, like, what can anyone tell me? And then my next check is up over $33 already. I mean, that's pretty good, bro. Oh yeah, let me look at the math too, real quick, of the total of where I'm at. Hold up. So I think in total, with everything that's coming in and accrued, I think we'd be at like $389.54, which isn't a whole lot. May not be a whole lot to you, but I mean it is to these folks. I mean, number one, so I mean none of them even have like $5 to their name. And you got to understand that's like me doing everything right and hustling and using my gift of gab and establishing connections with people and talking, and like my $1 million mouthpiece is what's creating all this and my hard work. And that's while running the streets and, working every day, wearing my bulletproof vest or my steel armor and going out in the street hard body. Like, you know, that's a lot, man. That's after buying a $1,300 bat cycle, 7 bikes in inventory, all worth about 200 to 300 bucks each. Like I said, another item that cost me over $100, a brand new leather wallet, cost like 20 to 50 bucks. Uh, the brand new jeans, like everything. I had gotten everything going. And like I said, I'm gonna see if Homie will help me with that phone bill. We talked about it, and I guess he's just, I don't know, low on funds, he claims, or whatever. And like I said, that's his thing. I mean, that's not my business. But I mean, you know, that's what he was saying basically, or that was kind of my idea, because I can already see like what he's thinking. Basically, I can basically read minds. So I'm a master negotiator too. I can do a whole lot. Like, I'm just a genius. You know what I mean? I can basically read minds now. So I was like, let me go ahead and capitalize on this. So I told them like, okay, well, let's just do this phone bill, and then we won't worry about it after that. Basically, you know, which isn't what I want at all, clearly, but at the same time, it's kind of the only option right now, and it's what's necessary, because if I can get him to cover this phone bill at least this upcoming month, that's going to help me a lot, because like I said, I just barely got this business where we're getting a little bit of movement and circulation, where hopefully I can be able to carry from here on out on my own completely. And I always did it all on my own. I've been on my own the whole time. But like I said, man, all them folks get money from their parents, bro. Like I said, I don't get it. I still think it has to do with maybe some low key envy and jelly. Maybe just the fact that he knows that I'm building this. That's what folks do. It's all good when they think you down and out, but when they find out, oh, he's got a full scale business, and I told you I knew it, and I just couldn't take it anymore. I opened my mouth and said, I'm not going to sit here and act with someone that stands in front of me and acts like they don't know reality. So I just told them reality, and I said it in a nice way, but I told him everything. Like, no, brother, this is a business. Like, I put everything I have into this. Every bill's been paid. Like, I run the streets. I own billions in. I didn't tell them all this, but I mean, people know I own billions in equity, mansion, and estate, over 2,000 in jewelry, 530 on my wrist. Got you pissed. Mineral rights, oil royalties. I mean, like I said, I'm an expert with stocks. Like, all I do is win. You know what I mean? Like, all I do is cut profits. And everything I do, like, I ain't never made a bad investment. I've capitalized. I never wasted money, right? I was young, and I made sure I made and spent more money than anyone. I mean, I've made and spent more money than your entire government combined. I defeated all the Bavarian Freemasons. I defeated the Illuminati after calling them out for decades publicly doing internet radio. I mean, what haven't I done? And that's my only point. And that's all I'm saying, is just like, folks, at some point, folks got to get real with themselves. At some point, folks got to understand, like, bro, people are not coming close to me, bro. Never have, never will. Folks can't compete with me. Ain't no competition. And that's all this is. Like I said, you just got some folks who jelly good. And I make money off of you being jelly. Which is exactly when I first started this stuff, before I ever got to this point, right? That's exactly what I said. Remember, I said, whatever you on, that's going to end up paying me. So go right ahead. So, like I said, we know that they don't have anything tangible or real to say to me. We know they don't have any real matters to discuss. We know that they ain't about nothing. We know they're talking fluff and fake talk that doesn't exist. So now it's easy. Go ahead, do your talking. Talk all you like, talk all you want, and do your typing. You understand? I know you ain't laughing. Like I said, it ain't funny anymore, is it? Divine confirmation from God, downloads, readings. Like, these folks was never laughing. It was never funny. What do you mean? I can guarantee you that none of them were ever laughing at any point. That was never real. No, they were crying because they keep seeing me succeed time and time again, over and over again. Like I said, things were all right for a minute, and then folks just got on what they on because they took the cop out. Everything that folks are doing to date is just a cop out. It's nothing to brag about. So what do you mean? You're literally acknowledging and admitting that I'm amazing, right? And like, I mean, I'm like that amazing sandwich with the bag of chips and the drink and everything that come with it. You feel me? And the little cookie on the side too. You feel me? Yeah, you all want to be me. That's clear as day to me. Y'all have wanted to be me this entire time. You've alluded to it too. You all telling yourself all the time. I mean, okay. Again, I mean, I've made all my statements publicly. I've said how I feel. I mean, folks know what it is with me. I don't got to spell anything out or explain anything. So what's up? Like I said, I'm a real gangster, right? I'm the real thing. I'm everything that y'all want to be. And y'all got to listen to me like you are right now while I get pizzoed. I've always been the mover and shaker. I was always the general, right, between good and evil, which is the only, thing that really ever existed, right? Everything else is just fake and a sideshow circus act and people listening to other people who don't have their best interest at heart. Something that I don't do and I would never do, right? You see what's going on, you see what happens with the record labels, right? You see what happens with these companies and corporations, something I would never let them do to me. So other folks have their problems and what they signed up for, and they sold to the devil, and they got to deal with different things and different ball games. I don't have to deal with none of that because my soul ain't for sale. My soul is priceless. I love God with all my heart and soul, and I mean, I'm in God's hands. You know what I mean? Like I devoted my life to God. I devoted my life to this purpose and my divine purpose and standing up and defeating all the Bavarian Freemasons and the Illuminati. And I did so. And I defeated the male and female witches covens as well. I mean, you got to take all this into account when you talk about me now. Like when folks say the name Tyree Sneed, that name carries weight. That's a big name. And you got to understand, I held my own behind the walls in different jails. And I held my own in all the shelters, which some of them are worse than prisons. And I literally have been running the streets my entire life. So I mean, I don't get it. I mean, like I said, we've always, been at a different level financially and in every regard and respect, and we still are in equity. And like I said, the only missing element that I'm missing, and then this is all going to take off and we're going to start new. And like the shift has already happened, it's already all new. Feel me? But the last element is just the money. And I'm waiting on God. And God willing, if God gives me the money like He's promised and adamantly promised and said, over and over, told me this money is coming, and my blessings and my significant other and my soulmate and love, and said it's all coming to me. I mean, that's the missing element. If I get this money, boy, it's a wrap. It's gonna be a whole new ball game out here, and especially in these streets, man. You gotta understand, everybody respect me. Anyone, it don't matter what their job is, everybody respects me or fears me or both. You know what I mean? Like I'm a real legend, so that's what I'm saying. Like I'm the real Batman, you know what I mean? And like, me, I just plan on continuing to focus and train, focus, keep training. And while I train, I'm trying to work in different things and do research. I really want to be able to build, but I need money to be able to do all the building I want to do and learn the mechanics and the semantics. I can do that a little bit with research in the meanwhile, but there's a couple things I still need, you know. I'm not going to go over it all, but I definitely need a laptop. I need a new laptop for sure, right? Um, just stuff like that. I've pretty much gone over it already, and I need the money so that I can be able to, build the new suits, build a new mask. And when I get money, I want to get 3D printers and start small, work my way up, and figure out, all the composites and stuff that you work with them, and just learn how to do it myself. and that way I can just build everything myself. Like y'all don't get, I'm gonna be literally like a master mechanic. All that stuff I'm talking about is really real. You know what I mean? They call it they call it a fabricator is another word for it. But basically just being able to build all these things. Like I want to really do it, but I need money. And then I can take classes and courses and learn, and they can teach me, and I can just get really good at building all this stuff myself if I have to. You understand? And not to mention, if I have money like that, when God give me the money, I mean, yes, I can, have other people do it. But the thing is, I'm probably going to want to do it on my own for the most part to save the money anyway, because I ain't going to want to pay other folks and spend a bunch of money for something when I can learn how to do it myself. That's what I think happens. I think that's what makes sense. That makes a whole lot of sense to me. That way I'm running the whole project by myself and doing my thing. And that's the thing. Like I become more necessary every day, man. Batman is very, very necessary. And especially in the world and in these different cities and states. And like I said, I see so much going on, and there's people literally saying that they need help from other places and people, and like I'm right here. I just don't have any way of really voicing it right now, but I would love to help. I ain't afraid of nothing and nobody, man. Like I want to really help and save the world and save people. So I'm just waiting, man. I just got to be patient, wait on God. Hopefully one of these folks is smart and wakes up and realizes my potential, because it's not potential, it's just right there in front of you what I'm capable of, what I can do. And hopefully they want to utilize me and pay me right, you know where that's what I need. Like if they was going to recruit me, they need to be like, look, money's no object, whatever you need we'll get for you. Well, you can run your own missions and assignments, but we need you to listen to us a little bit. That's what I think it would sound like. You know what I mean? And like we'll provide everything for you. Like God provides, man, for real. We'll provide everything for you. We'll give you money. We'll give you a budget that's amazing. We just want you to, listen a little bit, and we will give you, I got to have authority over my own missions and assignments. That's the thing. Like we can discuss it, but that's the thing. Like it has to be discussed. It has to be negotiated every single time. You know what I mean? And like that's the deal. Like, what I mean? I want to have where I have money and I don't have to worry about anything I need, and I can go to work and do what I'm doing as Batman and without having to worry about anything. So I don't know if that's what's coming next. Like I said, CIA could recruit me. It could be anyone. I don't know. I have no idea. God only knows. I don't know yet, and I'm comfortable with that. But that's the other thing too, why I go so hard, because I know I got to be ready at any moment. At any moment, it could happen, man. They could get in touch with me at any time, any moment. They could literally say, "Hey, we want to utilize you." And that's what's coming out in the Joker videos. That the CIA is really impressed by what I've accomplished here, and they see how basically cold and calculated I am. And what I've done here is so amazing that they're just looking at it in awe, like, yeah, we need him on our team. And that makes a lot of sense to me. Like that part really does make a lot of sense. That's a real thing that could happen. And I've known it the entire time I was doing this too. That's the thing, because that's why I know people are watching, you know. I'm very smart. I'm very with it, and I knew that if people watch this stuff, one day the right eyes are going to see it. Somebody's going to see, somebody's going to go run and tell someone, somebody's going to talk, and there's going to be people in different positions, right? With, I would say, assumed authority. I don't really believe anyone has authority, but they're assumed authority in the fake matrix, at least. And then, those are the people who can give me an opportunity. You know what I mean? But what I'm doing is past the matrix. It's outside of the matrix. What I'm doing is real. I am the glitch in the matrix. I am Neo in the matrix. Literally. So that's the thing. Like, I don't understand a world that can't utilize knowledge. I mean, you have this elite super soldier that God's created. Utilize me and use me for what I need to be used for, and just pay me. Like I shouldn't struggle for anything. They should be meeting like like anything I want, I should be getting. And that's the thing. Like I view it the same way with a relationship. Like I should be 100% provided for and taken care of without any worries or any problems. Right? You know what I mean? And whatever I ask for needs to be respected, and that's all. Like I said, that's the thing. Like 2026, I stopped selling myself short completely. I'm not talking to any of these folks online. I'm not going back to my past like I never have. I'm not having a conversation with you. You can pay me, and there's no way around it. So if you ain't trying to pay me, that's fine. Then we have nothing to talk about, do we? You feel me? Because I mean, it's been this long and it's been years, and like I said, people want to pretend like they don't know reality. I mean, again, you all were supposed to be the ones who held up your end of the bargain, right? You were supposed to be able to hold your own weight, and you were supposed to pay me and help me and support what I'm doing here and be a part of it. And instead, all these folks wanted to be jelly, right? And they all, worked against me and went against me, and I still rose and I still won, and I'm rising more every day. Aren't you mad? Aren't you in your feelings? So yeah, I don't talk for free to nobody. Like, nah, y'all want to talk to me, you're gonna have to pay me. I got a Cash App, PayPal, and a Venmo. Cash App is in the bottom left-hand corner right there. You can't miss it. You can't avoid it. So I mean, get to paying and get to donating, man. What are y'all waiting for, bro? It ain't my concern, bro. Some folks are, like the reading said, they want to run to me and try to reach out to me now because they're in desperation. That ain't how it works. I'm not last priority. I'm not a person you reach out to when you're in desperation. I'm the person you reach out to when you had some money to work with. And if you were wise and smart and making actual good decisions that made any sense at all, you would have been dealing with me then. And you would have supported me and put a bunch of money behind me and said, I'm completely behind you, which is what people wanted to act like and fake talk like. And then they didn't do that at all. Well, that's your mistake. Now the opportunity has completely surpassed you and passed you by, and now you're in your feelings, and now you're in deep regret, like every narcissist and every ex-girlfriend I ever had, because now you're saying, oh, I was watching Batman right next to the real Batman. I told you you won the award for the year. Here's your sign. Big mistake there, honey. You really dropped the ball there. I mean, real talk. I mean, you had the real Batman, and the real Batman was sitting right next to you in the movie theater, and you took that for granted, and then you were running around bragging about it, right? Are you bragging about it now? Is it funny now? Now that the real Batman isn't talking to you at all and has nothing to say to you? Is it funny now? And then you want to know the funnier part? That they still think that I care. Honey, I didn't even care back then, to be honest with you. I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't really care back then. It wasn't really no big deal or problem for me when I left Green Bay. I left Green Bay ready to leave. I was happy to get the hell out of there. I was ecstatic, in fact, actually. I was happy. After what I went through, who the hell would want to be in Green Bay? It's not like they have anything to offer. All they do is have, them Wisconsin cheese hats, a little bit of football, and Aaron Rodgers, who literally loses every game and has some major debacle and ordeal, and freezing cold blizzard temperatures. That's all Green Bay has to offer. What happened now? I don't even pay attention to him. Didn't he go to some other team and end up dropping the ball again? I heard or something. I don't even pay attention to him. Like that's the thing. Like how do you all just like act like all you're a fan of failures. So like whoever's put in front of you, no matter how many times they've epically failed, you still act like they're anyone. I mean, like I said, NFL players do not get paid a dime. No, they don't. None of them. They're all poor. They're Masons. They'll facilitate your environment while you're in the league, just like for the NBA, NHL, MLB, right? Which we all know what those leagues really are, right? Because it ain't freedom. Not one of them makes a dime. That's why after they leave the league, they all go bankrupt. I heard something about 50 Cent is broke too, and he's saying again he was always broke because he's a Mason. They all are, and they're trying to copy my steez and what I'm on now. And he's like, "Oh, I'm glad to be broke again." Like you was never rich, bro. You had prop money. Like what are you talking about? You literally admitted this, like straight out. So what are you talking about? Like that's the thing. Like I can't even, I don't waste my time. My time is precious. Like I have conversations with real people. I deal with real folks, which is far and few. That's why I pretty much deal with nobody and I stay to myself. Feel me? So like we're not the same. But yeah, like I said, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, Rob Rack's never gonna make no digital money. You've said way too much on this network. You've done way too much, and you don't seem to understand how this network works. You don't seem to understand, too, you got to pay respect and pay homage to the real legends, which is me and only me, right? Who invented this game and are the pioneers of this. If this was the Wild Wild West and this was manifest destiny and this was the making of the United States, like my ancestors built this country, I mean, you basically are just sitting somewhere doing nothing. And I'm John Wayne out here with cattle and land, and I've got everything that you want. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Like, them folks want to type on a keyboard, but you're complacent and stagnated, and I'm not. I'm running everything. So I'm venturing into the wilderness by myself, and they're just sitting there. If they have an opinion about me, how? You can't speak on me. So what are you talking about? I just think it's funny. I think it's hilarious and downright comical. Like, yeah, that's what he's going to do. He's going to try to keep copying me like he's been doing. Now he's going to act like he's cleaning up his rhetoric, which he doesn't even know what rhetoric means. Let's get realistic. They are just hilarious. Like, brother, I told you what it is, man. You're never going to make digital money. You don't know how. And you could have listened to somebody who's tried to help you 8 million times and just show you how this works the right way so that you can learn. Trying to copy and imitate me and not paying homage and showing respect and acknowledging my accomplishments, you're never going to win like that, brother. That's just how the world works, brother. Karma is real, God is real, and reality is real, and the truth is real. And Tyree Sneed is definitely real. And you are not me, brother. You're not anywhere near my level. Like I said, we all know what I am. You're not me, right? And you're trying to enter a career field that you don't even do, and you want to come over here and play with the big boys. It just don't work like that, bro. So, I mean, like I said, you can tell yourself what you like. You can keep entertaining delusion. It's perfectly fine. All these people that entertain delusion, it just makes me laugh. I don't feel any way about it. You understand? So it's like I said, let them do what they do. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Because they don't know how to succeed. None of them. So, I mean, like I said, I've done it all. I continue to do it all. I mean, everything's been wonderful for me all across the board, always, and it always will be. So I'm just going to stay focused on me and do me. Like I said, I mean, I can take a break from the Batman thing anytime I want. I never stop being Batman, but there's other things that I do too. Like I already made another music track today. I've been working, man. I've been working hard. Like I said, I've expanded already. I continue to expand. I want to continue to build on every avenue. I was using my headphones, which are Bluetooth, and I realized with the cord, for some reason, it's not working with the audio. Like I play back my audio and my vocals and it won't play. I can't hear it. But then I put it on Bluetooth and I could hear it perfect. And I knew it was something with the cord. I don't know why, because they're brand new. They're cheap, but they're brand new. But it is what it is. As long as they work with the Bluetooth, that's all that matters. I can charge them. But my point is just like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, those headphones are working pretty well. I've made a couple of singles. I'm just not showing you because I'm not putting them on here. And that's it. And I'm already talking to like a producer too, who really does this like for a living. I don't think he makes much money with it, but he, has people sending him beats. And I mean, he's an actual producer. He's got a whole setup. You know what I mean? And he already told me I could come through too. You know what I mean? So I was like, if I get this money, I'll go stop over there, you know what I mean, and talk to him, and guess where he's at? Denver, Colorado. And I want to go to Denver. There's a lot of stuff going on, especially with the Illuminati in Denver, Colorado. I want to go to Colorado. That's another place I never really been. See, folks don't understand. I got different plans than you. Matter of fact, when I get this money, that's for sure somewhere I might want to go, Colorado. And I'm not going to go skiing and all that stuff after all the stories that I've heard. Yeah, I don't think skiing is in the cards for me. I don't think skiing and I would mix too well. And I mean, I'd probably be amazing at it, but it's just, I don't want to do it, bro. Find something else to do, but yeah, not my thing. All those, yeah, all that, those games, that's not for me. But my point is, I can go to those places. There'll be something to do, you know, and that's what I'm saying. There's money, there's, good looking women. There's a lot of stuff in Denver and Colorado. They have a lot of problems. There's a lot going on, but there's also a lot of cool stuff and good stuff. So yeah, I'll check it out. Why not? You know what I mean? Like, and that's what I'm saying. I could meet him. So I already got a producer I'm talking to. Yeah. And we freestyle and have like full ciphers and everything. So that's what I'm saying. Like the moves that these folks want to make, like Red Pill, right? He hasn't made any moves. He's got no circulation. He doesn't even make mixtapes or anything. And I'm over here actually like making track after track that are really nice, like good, solid tracks. I'm doing full ciphers and being promoted and freestyling. And I'm a talk to homie and figure out what else I can do promotion wise and marketing wise for my music. So I'm also working on the music. Then I'm working and practicing singing and rapping all the time where my voice is just getting like amazing. You know what I mean? And I can do different levels and even like get like high notes kind of. So I mean, like, I don't know, bro. We not even in the same boat. You know what I mean? It ain't none of your friends' business. It ain't none of your friends' business. No, I actually be practicing though on those songs like the genuine tracks. I can't. What is it? He's like, I'll do anything. I'm sorry, but I'll be like practicing those tracks. But like right now, I can't seem to think of the rhythm. How the hell does it go? Let me think. It says something something. I gotta like. Give me a minute. Let me think. Hold on. Hold on. I don't know. All I know is I'd be practicing with that, and then like all of them, man. Haystack. Um, what's the one that I was looking at? How does it go? Man, why can I not recall? I was just, I'm tired, man. I think I'm just exhausted, bro. But what was it? It's an awesome song. It's like middle of nowhere. Oh yeah, he said, a road I came down was a bumpy one through the middle of nowhere. Old country one, right? Resting my feet, boy, so comforting. I knew my work was not for nothing then. No, road I came down was a bumpy one through the middle of nowhere, old country one. Resting my feet, boy, so comforting. I knew my work was not for nothing then. Oh, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's what. That's the other one. He's like, I'll do anything. I'm sorry. Like I could do like all like the whole tracks. Like I just would have to remember the rhythm. I'd have to listen to it again. You know what I'm saying? Like, but like all those, bro. Like Tank. Maybe I deserve. Right. Real talk. Like you have no clue, bro. And I'm talking about like I can really like sing like that. Like right now, I'm really just playing around and showing you the outline. But like I'm really working on my vocals. Like I'm trying to get where I can do like Justin Timberlake type singing, even though I'm not really that big a fan of it and don't think he's that talented. His voice sound kind of weird as hell. But my point is like high notes too. Like I'm trying to get where I can really do this stuff. That's the difference. What is that chorus, bro? I was just singing it not too long ago. What is it? I'm trying to think. Says I can't think of it off top, but my point is like I listen to a lot of R&B. I'm gonna be listening to Motown. Just gotta practice, man. You know what I mean? Like I'm working on honing my craft. I'm working on my craft, but like I said, yeah, I'm still working on my music career. I'm the only artist who ever went worldwide independently, man or woman, and I'm clearly a man. So I'm the only person who ever went worldwide independently. Hmm? And no one can ever take that from me. Like I said, I'm extremely successful, man. I've succeeded in everything. These folks have paid homage and validated my success. They know I'm eloquent. They know I'm a public speaker. They know I'm beautiful. They know I'm handsome. They know I get women. They know I shine. They know I made all the money. They know I've made and spent more money than anyone. Like I just shine. I'm larger than life. I made and spent more money than anyone who ever existed in your entire government combined for real. Y'all ain't talking to me about nothing, bro. I'm the only self-made trillionaire who existed. Don't talk money to me, bro. That's the thing with me, it's real. My reality is literally a dream. Everything I do, I manifest like I'm the real Batman in reality. So you can tell that I'm a larger than life individual, and you just don't meet people like me because they don't exist. I'm like the only one that I see, real talk. Like there's cool people and all, but I'm the only one of me. I'm an act that will never be followed, homie. And that's what they all really want. I noticed them narcs, they want purpose so bad and they can't find it. They lost souls, and I'm a beacon for lost souls, but there's a way to talk to me. It's just that simple. So, like I said, I've achieved the impossible, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm building full scale careers. I'm literally the enforcer of divine law and the enforcer, and I'm a gangster. So, I mean, like, what's up? And I'm going to build more careers on top of this. Like, that's the thing. I put everything I have into this Batman project and being Batman. And then they got fake videos. I just saw one and they were like, yeah, this guy somewhere, whatever, and he invested this money and decided he wanted to become Batman. No, he didn't. Nobody's ever done what I've done. Why do you Masons never stop lying? That's what I need to understand. Stop lying, bro. Money is not going to make you Batman, bro. And you showed the picture. I didn't even watch that video because that's nonsense. It's a waste of my time because all y'all do is lie. No, what he did is put on a costume and probably rode around in a fake Batmobile. He's not Batman, brother. Okay. To be Batman, you got to be me because I'm the only one. You got to be the real thing. You see, I'm doing these leaps and jumps. I cleared that entire dirt mound in front of you today, and like a couple of times, basically. That's not a small dirt mound. That camera don't do it justice. That thing is that mound is very high. Okay, that's a real dirt mound. I mean, it's pretty high up there, bro. I mean, them landings, I feel them. So, I mean, we're talking about like what I'm doing is superhuman. And, I really wasn't getting my knees up today either because I haven't done it in a while. So I got to work back into it because everything that happened recently. I just survived the impossible again recently. So for me to come right back and bounce back and be doing that already, yeah, I'm a boss. So, I don't know. Folks can say whatever. I mean, get your priorities straight. I'm the real Bruce Wayne. What are you doing? And like I said, this is just one of my careers because I'm going to have careers doing a whole bunch of other stuff too right in front of you. So that's the thing. Folks is going to see me continue to excel, continue to succeed, and continue to be the best and be the leader at the forefront of everything. You understand? You know what I mean? So on that note, I'm gonna get going, but I'm just saying, like, I plan to build my own restaurant, which I want to be have a I want to make it a chain of restaurants. I can guarantee you it'll be extremely successful, and I'll never have the problems other people do. Like, I know what I'm doing, bro. The minute I get the right equipment and the place and everything and the money, and I can relearn how to really cook and like food that's not already pre-cooked, and like how the grills work and how to cook properly and what to use and how to clean the pans and everything, and the oils to use when I cook and all that. And like I know all the healthy stuff too that's actually healthy. Like I'm going to be cooking actual healthy food, okay, that helps people. Okay, so and then that's going to allow me to enter into the next thing I'm trying to do too, that I'm not going to talk about on here, but I think you need some kind of possibly a degree, and you can start with a certification. And I want to get into that too. And I want to teach about a lot of the knowledge that I have and that I brought forward that the public's trying to copy and now, and they're biting like y'all do with my hip hop lyrics. And seriously, they are. And I'm going to use the knowledge I came up with and know, and be able to teach it, and I'll get paid for that too. And that'll be great in Austin, because Austin's the perfect place for that, because you basically have all the wannabe rich. That's what you have there. It's a lot of wannabe rich folks. They're not really rich, but they want to be rich. You know what I mean? Real talk. That's what they want to be. They want to be rich, and they want to be upper class and high class, and they're all just posing. And it's all just masonry and fake. So, I mean, that's the thing. The thing about Austin is you can go there as nobody like me, and you can literally like work your way up the ranks if you go through their system, but you have to be able to tolerate them folks. And it's hard for me to tolerate, wannabes that are nowhere near my level in the first place, and they don't know who I am or what I own. So, it's very awkward, and I can only tolerate so much. Because I don't define myself value according to what I own or what I have or material possessions, anyways, or money or anything like that. So we just don't mix, because they're totally different. It's just a lot of the wrong values and attributes. They need to get their priorities straight. And when I get money again, like I've done before, I can go out there again and actually flaunt and do it the right way. And this time, like if I get money again, like God said he's giving me another chance. If I get money again this time, I'm going to save, be frugal. I'm going to invest properly. I'm going to do it the right way, and I'm going to be flaunting it. Actually, I'm not going to do a lot of talking, but I'm going to flaunt my money. Yes, I am, because I want people to know what I had to go through. I want people to know I succeeded, and it was hard work, and I did it with God. You know what I mean? Like folks gonna really be in their feelings. So that's what I'm saying. Like y'all don't even know, you ain't even ready, bro. You don't even know what's going on. Can you imagine me, the real Batman, with all that money? That's my point. Folks was never Batman. You might have put on a costume. I wear a bulletproof vest and steel armor, bro. We're not the same, bro. I'm really the game master. I do this for real. You have to have me. You can't, no one else can be a Batman, because that Batman can't do what I do. I mean, how are they going to win? You can't win without the strength necessary that God gave me and all this knowledge that he taught me and he trained me this entire time. Nobody else can be Batman. That's why she asks him in the depiction, why do you have to do this? Because nobody else can. And trust me, it may be a question that somebody asks me in the future when I, have to go to these other countries to help and do all this that I'm doing and save lives and save people and help people. And I'm sure somebody's going to ask that at some point. Why do you have to do this? Because nobody else can. That's why God made me and built me into what I am today, because I can do the impossible. Where everyone else has failed, like Morpheus said, you will succeed 100%. So, I mean, like I said, I know my purpose. I know what I'm here to do. I know I have a slight idea of how much I've been through and how much I've survived, and I'm an immortal vampire walking around, so we're a little different. We're not exactly the same, okay, Thompson? I'm one tough dude, right? I mean, all that talking that you folks do, all that typing, all that fake stuff, and all them lies. And yet, what has it done for you? I'm right here, well, succeeding, always will be, because you already know I'm immortal. So, what can you do? Nothing other than sit there and watch the immortal vampire do what he wants and succeed. I mean, these folks and the devil had so many plans. They used fake so called women. They used everyone and everything they could. The jokers have pulled out every card in their deck to try to stop me and my destiny. And I'm right here living my destiny and living my dream. That's why no one else was Batman. I know for a fact, or could be. They might have posed and put on a costume and acted cute. Driving a little fake Batmobile around and putting on a costume ain't being Batman. There ain't never been somebody that tried to do the real thing yet, because I would know, trust me. It never happened. That's just the truth. So, like I said, I mean, me, I do the real thing, man. It's not an easy job either. It's a lot. There's a lot. You see me work harder than anyone. It's a lot every day. That's why I don't. People know I don't even. When I talk to folks, I'm like, cool, cool. Hey, how you doing? I got to get going. I'm moving fast. I'm working. Like right now, I'm tired as hell, and I'm still talking to you, right? Because we got to make this money. I don't care what we got to do. I don't care if I got to start doing, well, no, let's not take it that far. I'm not going to do 18-hour live streams like Rob Rapp. Ha! Oh, for real. Rob Racco, Rob Rack Rack. Ha! You gotta understand, you're my entertainment, pal. You're very entertaining to me. I find you entertaining. You make me laugh. Truly, you do. Yeah. You're hilarious to me. I love it. It's awesome. Anybody who's a walking contradiction and makes no sense, I just always find to be hilarious. Like for real, like that's what folks don't get. Like, I don't have anything but love for everyone, you know what I mean? And like that's how I've looked at people always. Like, if it's somebody that, you can't take serious, I tend to like that person because I just kind of view them like that. Like, honestly, like I mean, it's like when you go to the circus. I mean, you go to the circus to see what at the circus. And then when they talk to you, they're like, "Come here, Johnny. Don't you want your balloon? You want your balloon, Johnny? Come over here, Johnny. I've got your balloon." That's what's creepy too, because I'm gonna keep it real. All that Cyrac stuff y'all keep talking about, that's clearly what you're trying to do with him. I don't know if he realizes it. He looks kind of like that thing, and it's kind of scary. I'm not gonna lie. Like that whole thing, and then the location where he's at is like exactly like where stuff like that would be. Isn't he like, yeah, he's in Ohio. Like that's really creepy, man. Like, what happened with that? Like, it's like watching one of them really bad movies. Like it's just clear what's going on with that, and like, I don't know, bro. I'm staying out of that. Honestly, at this point, I don't even want anything to do with it. Like, because it's just crazy, bro. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I'm all for helping people and stuff and saving people, but that whole situation just honestly creeps me out at this point. Like, it's just odd. And he looks kind of like you've seen the depiction. He looks like it, and it's like I don't know. It's crazy. It's a little disturbing, bro. I'm not gonna lie. When you really think about it and what these folks are doing, and everything they're saying and doing, and it's like, is that the goal or what? Like, I don't get it. It's kind of scary, man. And like I said, a lot of those folks that are a part of that group and that underground elite organization, right? they have alluded to that same entity and spirit, and that's a real spirit. It's a demonic spirit. So that's definitely what they're operating with. And, they're all agents of Satan. So that whole situation is just crazy to me, honestly. It really is. But yeah, like I said, I mean, most of these folks, they never gonna make any digital money, so you got to hear me talk and get paid to talk. And my videos are all doing numbers. I do thousands of views like every day. Martial arts videos are taking off. That's kind of my niche, and I knew what I was doing since day one, homie. I know what I'm doing, bro. So people know I got a lane. I'm gonna stay in it. I'm gonna keep doing me. You know what I mean? Today, I don't know. We may take the day off. We'll just talk, do some shows. We'll see. I don't know. I might get busy and go to work like I do. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I'll talk to you in a minute, man. Much love. Nothing but love for everybody. And like I said, I'm gonna stay maintaining and being positive, no matter how hard it is. You know what I mean? There's a million jellyfish, and I'm just going to continue to move forward. You know what I mean? And it's just that simple. So, I mean, they got to watch me win over and over and over again. And like I said, I'm going to build my own restaurant. I'm going to go to college probably and go to law school. Right. And, oh, yeah. And I figured out the career field that I got to study for too. All right. And I can do all these things. I think is mechanical engineering. I think that's what I have to learn. So, yeah, I want to do all that. God told me at some point to go back to school if I can. So, I want to do that. Mechanical engineering, and that way I can build the bat pods and the tumblers and tanks and figure out the paneling. And, I mean, I'm going to be studying and looking at aircraft paneling and talking to the military and all sorts of stuff. So, everything I'm doing is high level stuff. And, I'm sure the government is paying attention because they're probably looking at me like, who the hell is this guy? I know they're asking who trained him. Nobody. I got trained by reality because I'm the real thing. I'm what y'all been making these movies about for decades, forever. Like I'm the legend. I'm the prophecy. So I've been doing this, the real thing and real stuff for a long time. It's not new for me. That's why it's like second nature to me now. You know what I mean? So that's the difference. Like, where a lot of folks can't handle pressure, I can handle pretty much anything. Pressure doesn't really do much for me because I've been put under the most pressure and it just literally like I don't break, I don't fold, I don't bend. Like literally. I don't break. I just continue to move forward. So, pressure, like I said, with a rock will either, do whatever to the rock or it'll make it into a jewel and a diamond. And that's how diamonds get formed. And I'm the diamond in the rough. I'm the jewel and diamond that got produced from all the pressure. And that's. So on that note, I'll talk to you in a minute. Like I said, mad successful over here. Keep on winning. Talk to y'all later, man. Stay in your feelings. In your feelings. Oh, all about the feelings. You're in your feelings today. Oh, feelings. All about the feelings. In your feelings today, 'cause I'm successful in your feelings over Tyree Sneed, 'cause you're in your feelings. Oh, all about the feeling. Yeah.